listening to Strange Label.
Whoa. Hello. Oh, I need this. Crap. Oh, whoa. Hello, I'm Chris Brake. This is the Chris Brake Show, sitting here with John Rep and this guy Jake.
Yep.
And we are live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on strangelabel.com, home of the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks internet radio program, and the Lotus Cast, and Not Safe for Water Coolers, and the Furnicast, and Sonic Blasphemy, and guys,
Pod cheese.
I miss anybody else?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What the fuck? Oh, man, I did it again.
It was in the pocket.
In the pocket. I unplugged something. I'm breaking stuff. I'm knocking stuff. This is Chris Brake Show live. I'm trying. It's not working, man. I'm trying to listen to this Cubs game.
Sounds like the AM radio.
No, I'm trying to get 107.5. But I don't have an antenna, John, so I've got this coat hanger I'm shoving in this hole. It's not doing anything.
You can listen to the radio online.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to get me 107.5? We got a guest today.
Oh, yeah, we do.
It's the Cubs, man.
107.5?
Huh? Yeah. I hear a little bit of it. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Do you think... I never tried AM. Do you think there's anything on this AM?
There's something on it. Sometimes it's cool.
That sounds awesome.
Now that's the Cubs live.
This?
Right?
I don't know. This is pretty weird, man.
Is that our guest?
That's 107.5?
Yeah. On iHeartRadio, WGCI Chicago. Is that our guest?
You think this... What are you talking about?
Well, our guest mentioned some technical difficulties we should expect. Here we go.
Our guest is Bart Sibrel.
Tune in to another team.
You're usually right about
ever
that.
Seen
how to
that
pronounce
didn't
stuff.
Get to the World Series. Now the Cubs still have a shot to get there. Latroy, let's get into today.
Playing this.
Lackey Urias.
Give me the game, man. The game's on, you fuck.
This is the offense right now.
Not you. This guy talking.
A lot of it has to do with the Dodgers starting pitching.
That's all they fucking
do.
That's
it, man.
Kershaw shut him down. Hill was remarkable last night.
Yeah, we know.
But there's no other way to look at it. The Cubs offense has been struggling when you go back to the San Francisco series.
And so what about
Rizzo
our
and
guest?
Russell combined 3 for 50.
All right, 2 outs.
3 hits in 50 at bats.
It's the top of the first.
Is in a
2 outs.
26
Cubs at bat.
I mean, is there anything that Joe Madden could do at this point to try and shake it up? Because all he's saying is it's mental and you got to relax. And for me, if I'm freaking out, somebody telling me to relax probably doesn't make me relax.
Well, it's all mental because it's evident that the talent is there because of, they're in the big leagues, what they've been able to accomplish over the last 2 years as an organization. The talent is there. So with Madden saying that it's mental, completely, 100% is mental. But however mental it is, they're going to have to find a way to crack.
I can't find it, man.
Pitcher was trying to do to him. Rizzo's 0 for 9. The 3-4-5 hitters, they're 1 for 28 against the Dodgers. You got 3 everyday players hitting less than 100 in the playoffs. And besides Bryant and Baez, every other Cubs starter is hitting under 200 with an OPS of under 700. That's not going to get it done. That's not going to get it done. Regular season, postseason, spring training, fall league, instruct. That's not going to get it done anywhere. They're going to have to find out a way to push through this slump and get out of it and give their fans something to look forward to, because the way their fans looked in Dodger Stadium last night, they all looked defeated.
They did. Yeah. And all my friends are freaking out too.
Well, yeah, man, we got it here. We can check back in on it later.
North of Chicago, and they're not today.
I mean, I can keep it playing in the background.
The count's 2-1.
You can pull us up on your phone. It's Tune In.
Okay, good. So I can control this?
Yeah. I'll email the link.
Usually they charge you for this.
Yeah, I was telling our friend here, I'm sure you could find a way to listen to it online. Oh, no.
Who?
The Rooster.
You got a problem?
No, I was just telling him, hey, man, you could probably watch it online. You got a computer, right? And he does.
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking about the other guy that we know that watches.
Why was he not watching it on his TV?
See?
He's talking about how it was blacked out or something.
Oh, it's blacked out.
He can't watch it? Oh, man.
Well, sometimes. And I was telling him there's probably ways online to do it, but I'm just not up to speed on it. But if I was into sports, I'd probably,
Let's start this show, man. We have a guy coming on who was punched in the face by Buzz Aldrin. I don't know about you, but that's an accomplishment.
What did he do to deserve that?
He wanted him to put his hand on the Bible and swear that he walked on the moon.
Well, if I walked on the moon, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But he wouldn't take no matter what, Aldrin's telling him, hey, man, if that's what you want to believe, go ahead. But the guy just wouldn't leave him alone. And they called him a coward and a liar, and then Aldrin was just like, fuck you, dude, and punched him in the face.
Yeah.
The names came out.
Huh?
Names. Started calling him names.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's where the fist came out.
You want me to call him?
You want to call him?
Yeah, we need to call him.
I am good with names, John.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he says Sibrel and everybody else calls him Sibrel. Hello?
We'll call it. I would say Sibrel, but I'm usually wrong.
I would say Sibrel.
Yeah, you are usually wrong. It's Sibrel.
Sibrel.
Yes, it's French. Sibrel.
Sibrel.
Sibrel, or Sibrel.
Sibrel.
John, can you mute that? Thanks. Sorry, we're listening to the Cubs game, man.
Oh my gosh, the Cubs game. Are they doing it again?
We don't know. It's going to last for 4 more hours, I'm sure. So we don't really need to pay attention in the beginning.
What game is it? What numbered game is it?
4.
It's game 4, and who's up what?
It is 2-1. And the Dodgers are up. Yeah. I really like hearing your voice, because I just watched 50 minutes of you last night, and I felt like I became your best friend.
You're my best friend. Where's the pizza, and where are the diamonds?
We sent you $1.
That's true, and you paid for most of all of the fee, minus 1 cent. It was 34 cents fee. I only got 99 cents.
Are you tipping us off that you are a Freemason?
No, I'm not a Freemason. I charge
33 extra cents.
Oh man.
That was the age of Jesus when he.
Well, it should have been 34 because actually I only netted 99 cents. So you owe me a penny, and I'm gonna wait until I get it before I start.
Well, I owe you 1 penny.
Hey, Jake, this guy was on the Daily Show.
You owe me 1 penny. I only netted 99. I was mistaken. It wasn't a 33% fee, thank goodness. It was a 34% fee for me to net $1. So I'm only at 99 cents. I said there was a $1 fee for the interview, which will start after I get a penny.
A penny for your thoughts, Mr. Sibrel.
Exactly.
Johnny, you send him a penny.
Yeah.
Wait, no, because then we'd have to send him 36 cents for the penny.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'd be out. I don't think it's worth it. I think we should agree that the penny...
There's a word for that.
If we send you the penny, we'll be giving more money to the corporation. So I think we should agree just to go ahead and settle that and not let the corporation have more money. How does that sound?
Okay. Well, just go down to Lower Whacker, go into BG's, get me a cheeseburger, and overnight it to me. I'm waiting.
You got punched in the face by Buzz Aldrin.
I want you to go down to Billy Goat's and get me a cheeseburger. You know, I once mailed a pizza to somebody. We have a local pizza place that is so good. I overnighted a pizza to somebody.
Did you like do a special, like did you package it specially or did you just...
I wrapped it in foil 2 or 3 times and it was an overnight, you know, got it in by 5. They got it by like noon the next day or something.
Was it warm?
Well, I had them cook it only 2/3 of the way.
Oh.
And pull it out of the pizza oven. It's homemade dough, homemade sauce, imported cheese, personal size, pretty small. 2/3 cooked though. Then the person can put it in a real oven, 350 for 10-15 minutes. Comes out just right. So, you know about Billy Goats, of course. You know.
I've never heard of that.
Are you in Chicago? I thought you said you're in Chicago.
No, we're in Indianapolis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't have a team.
Yeah, we are too.
You were rooting for the Cubs, though.
Oh, yeah, for our entire lives, or at least mine.
Oh, well, that's why I thought you were from Chicago. I mentioned Billy Goats. You don't know anything about Billy Goats on Lower Whacker, then, do you? Okay, I'll do it for 99 cents, just this once.
I am well aware of the curse of the Billy Goat.
Yeah, but did you know where it came from? You know, the famous Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers. Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Saturday Night Live in the late 70s. They did this skit repeatedly. A cheeseburger restaurant, cheeseburger. It's based on an actual bar.
Pepsi, no Coke.
Exactly. Lower Whacker, Billy Goat's Tavern. I've been to it several times. And I thought you were in Chicago. You could overnight me a Billy Goat hamburger there. You know, but I guess not.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry. All our interview time is up, though. Well, it's nice talking to you, though.
We just thought you were crazy. I was like, "What's this guy talking about?" BGs, but you were cueing me into some inside shit that I was unaware of.
We're rooting for the Cubs. That you were from Chicago. I just in a, you know. Oh, I received 36 cents from John Rapp.
Nice.
You owe us a penny there, Bart.
Let me check my balance here. Hold on, just double check it.
Now you owe us. You see what we did there? How's that for you?
Oh, bad. Very bad.
How's that going to work, huh?
File, new window here.
You have to send us 35 cents. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. You'll get us back later, huh?
That's smart. That's smart. Very smart overpaying. I told Bush Jr., you know, it was after he got elected, like 2 or 3 years later, he sends everybody $300. I'm like, no, you got the timing off. You do it about 6 weeks before the election. Oh, now I'm plus 39 cents, so I owe you 38 cents. Okay, I'm going to give you an interview that's worth $1.38, I promise.
Yeah, all right.
So, you got punched in the face by Buzz Aldrin.
I did.
Oh my God, man. That's an honor though, right?
Hold on, my
he doesn't like talking about the Buzz Aldrin punch. It's not a lame claim to fame in any manner.
Well, basically, what happened is after your listeners, if they want to watch,
yeah, I watched your entire your Astronauts Gone Wild all the way through.
Did you see a funny thing happened on the way to the moon?
No, I started to watch it, and then then my mind was like, I can't handle this right now.
Yeah, back to back, it's a lot.
Yeah. But I wish I would have watched it first, because then I would have known what you were showing.
Well, you should have at least watched it before this interview.
John watched it.
Yeah, I've seen most of that one. No, I've seen that, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't remember all of it.
Okay.
But let's get the cat out of the bag. You the reason he punched you, the reason is because you go up to these people in the movie, and you say, "Put your hand on the Bible and swear that you walked on the moon." And a lot of them won't do it. I mean, what's up with that? And you go on to accuse them of never walking on the moon, faking the moon landing.
And they don't like that at all.
They don't like it.
Yeah, well, your listeners can go to Sibrel, S as in Sam, I-B as in boy, REL.com. There's a YouTube link. Go down to my moon landing films. The first one is A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. Took 5 years to produce. It cost $500,000. And I started producing the film under the theory, perhaps, they faked the moon missions. I said it was probably a 1 in 4 chance, considering the Soviets were more advanced, and they made this goal through Kennedy, who wasn't a scientist, to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, and there was a lot of pressure on them to do it.
Okay, so that's where men have landed on the moon, right? You're saying?
No.
Oh, no, not at all. I thought you were saying the Russians had the capability, but I misheard.
No, otherwise they would have done it. No, the first film, the second film maybe gets more notoriety because it got punched in the face in it. The first film is called, which you should watch, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, shows indisputable proof, behind the scenes, unedited, completely contrived video footage of them for an hour faking the same shot over and over and over again. And there's a third channel of audio of the CIA prompting them when to speak only after 4 seconds go by to create the impression that they're further away from the Earth than they really are.
Yeah, I saw that video. I kind of... you were making them watch that, and they didn't, they acted confused at first, like they didn't know what they were looking at. Like, what do you think do you think that they really were confused, or had they seen that footage, or were they aware that this was as damaging as you saw it to be?
Well, of the people who were there filming the fake footage, I confronted one of them, Buzz Aldrin, and we had 2 professional video cameras set up, and we had a TV monitor hooked up, and this was the only fake scene of the moon missions which the astronauts personally shot, and he operated the camera. It says so in the behind-the-scenes, unedited, never-before-seen audio track that he's the one operating the camera. And what they're trying to do 3 days into the mission is to create the illusion that they're halfway to the moon. And you see a tiny little blue Earth with mostly black around it, and they say, look, we're, halfway to the moon, look how far away from the Earth we are. But we have the complete hour unedited, and it's a completely fake shot. They say that the camera's lens is at the glass to shoot the tiny Earth far away. So if you see a little tennis ball-sized Earth in the middle of the TV screen with black all around it, then that's supposed to be you're far away from the Earth, right? And they even say on the tape, there's only one window that faces the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera, meaning the TV camera's lens would have to be at the glass, right, of the window to shoot the tiny Earth. But we have the unedited version. The camera is actually at the very back of the coupled spacecraft, and they have all the lights off. And they talk about how they're faking it because they thought these conversations would be edited out. And what you see is a circular window with part of the Earth outside of it with all the lights off, and it looks like the Earth floating in space. And we have the unedited version of them doing the fake shot, 10, 20 times.
Do they offer any explanation as to what?
No.
As to what they were doing? If they weren't doing what you're saying, did they explain anything else?
Yeah, the official NASA statement. The official NASA statement is, I am misinterpreting the footage. Now, wait a minute. There's a second explanation, which is what the protractors, detractors, enemies of the truth want to say. And they say that the footage is indeed false, but they were just rehearsing, a future scene of going to the moon. Well, number one, this exact footage is shown as authentic in the Apollo record. This exact footage is shown them being halfway to the moon in the authentic footage. And then, I calculated the missions to cost very close to $1 million per minute. So if they were going to release the movie, they would just do it with the real Earth outside of the window. I mean, why would you create a fake Earth at $1 million a minute if you wanted to rehearse it?
So you're saying they had a cardboard cutout around the window of whatever craft they were in, and the cardboard cutout was shaped like a circle, and they had
similar to that. No, basically, there's a circular window in the spacecraft, okay, and outside of the circular window is part of the Earth because they're in Earth orbit. Now, I'm not saying they're in Earth orbit. Right?
I've been to a few baseball games, a lot of things, and that Tennessee experience will make the hair stand up on your arm when they kick the football off. And not too many things will do that.
What happened?
In fact, the camera's at the back of the spacecraft, and they're creating an illusion of the Earth floating in space. You have all these outtakes proving it's a 1-foot model of the Earth, and you have a third track of audio of the CIA prompting them to speak only after 4 seconds have elapsed to create the illusion that they're further away from the Earth than they really were. Prior to this footage, it's a theory. They didn't go to the moon. With this footage, it's an absolute fact. They're faking part of the photography right in front of your eyes. They're faking being halfway to the moon, which means they could not go halfway to the moon, which means all they could do is orbit the Earth, which is all they can do now. 50 years later, all we can do is orbit the Earth. So to say that we went to the moon, 60s technology 5 decades ago on the very first attempt, and it can't be duplicated today is illogical.
So there's no cutout. It was just they were backed up away from the window.
The camera was at the back of the spacecraft,
Right.
not up against the glass.
Yeah, see, I always thought there was a cutout. I mean, what does that prove? It just proves that they're doing something weird, right? There's something weird going on there.
I mean, anyone can go to Sibrel, S as in Sam, IB as in boy, REL.com.
Sibrel.com.
Cibrelle.
No.
Yeah, ZITC. And anyway, you click on
Sibrel.com.
Look for a funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and you'll see in this 47-minute film, we discovered footage, behind the scenes, unedited footage of them faking a shot of being halfway to the moon.
Okay.
So they're pretending to be halfway to the moon. That is clear.
Okay.
Which means they could not go halfway.
So then, once you accept, okay, what you're saying is they're doing something fishy. They, for some reason, appear to be faking them going to the moon. This classic footage is fake. Okay, why? Why would they do that? So what? Why would they do that? We still went to space, right?
Yes, you can orbit the Earth at about 250 miles is about the safest point. Today, right, in 2016, the International Space Station is at 250 miles above the Earth. So just pick any location near you that's 250 miles away, make that vertical instead of horizontal, and that's the only distance they can go today.
That's as far as we can go, 250 miles
That's right.
up.
That's right.
Why is that?
Well, because 750 miles above this begins a field of radiation called the Van Allen radiation belt, which starts at about 1,000 miles and extends 25,000 miles beyond that.
They can't get through.
The only time they claimed to go through the radiation would be to the moon and back. They'd have to go through it.
I saw a news article where it was a news video that NASA had put out or whatever, but they were talking about how they were going to figure out how they recently had to figure out how to get through the Van Allen belt, where if
The Van Allen belt.
Yeah.
That's the scary one that they say they just happened to get through it.
Yeah,
in the safe area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We had a flat earther on before. I can't remember his name.
Did he talk
I think his name was Flathead.
Good old Flathead. Let's not disrespect the guest like that. I don't think that was his name.
No,
but
that wasn't his name.
Have you
I
talked
think
to
it was his
Flathead?
name.
No, there is a
He
Flathead.
was the guy that
It's
looked
just not
like
this guy.
he was the guy that looked like Joe Buck.
He looked like
he was Joe Buck. Him and Joe Buck are the same person, but he's the John Bonet and Katy Perry guy.
Dave
Ramsey.
Is that it?
Dave Johnson.
Dave Johnson?
Dave Johnson.
You probably know who it is, Bart. He's in that community.
Bart, are you part of a community?
Yes, it's called Gated Community, and what basically they gate us in so that we will not invade the rest of the earth.
The Truther community. That's a bullet point that I have here. So we're going to say that we talked about that.
Okay.
You're in the Truther community, right?
Bart, why was it so important for them to put their hands on the Bible? Because I think that you come off somewhat nice, but then as soon as you start...
Wait, I understand what you're saying. The point is, people need to watch A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon first.
And it's free.
And you did not. You
Oh, yes,
admitted-
we've both
you
seen it.
admit-
We've
you-
seen it.
Wait a minute.
We've
you-
both seen it.
Okay.
I
you
saw
said
it.
you saw parts of it. You said
No,
you saw
I
parts.
said I saw parts of the other one.
Okay.
The the second
So
one that you made.
basically-
I wasn't even aware that you have 4 films because you produced 2 more, and there's more than that. So,
You should watch Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon first, and then after we produced the film, I guess from watching, Perry Mason as a kid, I thought, well, why not just ask these guys, if they walked on the moon? We have footage proving they cannot leave Earth orbit because they're faking being halfway to the moon in the footage, and they all had the same equipment, so if one mission couldn't leave Earth orbit, none of them could. So I came up with the idea, why not ask the guys to swear in a Bible? And
But that's when you lose it, I think, is when you pull out that Bible and you're like, I need you to swear on this Bible. That's when they're like, okay, I don't like this guy anymore. He's crazy.
well, I appreciate that opinion. When Anderson Cooper from CNN,
Oh, I know who Anderson Cooper is, man.
okay, well, he admits that he has no professional journalistic training. The only training he ever had, which is a complete open record, is with the Central Intelligence Agency.
Yeah. He was
Okay.
there for like a year, yeah, and then he left, yeah.
Right, now the point is,
And he's from a rich family, too, right? Successful.
doesn't matter, but the point is, if you ask him
What do you mean
about
it doesn't matter?
rich or poor doesn't matter. The point
Oh, that
is
matters.
not poor. The point is not rich or poor. The point is this major journalist worked for the CIA right before he became a journalist.
Yeah.
And if you ask, the point is...
I knew that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If you ask him about it, he acts as if you're crazy. You're crazy to believe the truth. You see this? You're crazy. You must be out of your mind. You're crazy
Who,
to
me?
believe the truth. That's what he says.
I'm crazy?
Yes, obviously. But, I haven't met many people who aren't crazy. In fact, my entire
What's wrong with Anderson Cooper? He was in the CIA. What's the big deal? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I mean, that is pretty weird.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Everybody knows that, right? Like, you knew that, right, John?
I mean, not really.
I knew that. Jake?
Did you know the members of the
Really came
Doors
from money.
family was in the CIA?
Okay, well, wait a minute.
Doors.
Jake, John, Chris, I have to ask you this question. How many CIA agents does it take to screw in a light bulb?
0.
Well, I could tell you, but then I have to kill you.
No, but really, what is it? What's the answer?
It's fucking Larry King. I'm tired of seeing his face.
So they faked the moon.
I can't believe his hair is still black. I wish I had that vitamin formula. You know, it's amazing. My hair turned gray at 38, and here he is in his 70s and it's black. Oh, I want to take those vitamins that he has.
38.
Yeah.
Who's that?
What's that? What did you say?
Who's that?
Who's what?
Who's that person in the background?
That's my wife.
What's she doing?
She's listening to me being interviewed and criticizing me.
Does she get tired of you always, this being your goal?
No, she just gets tired of my fallen nature.
Are you going to give up on trying to convince people?
Well, yes, I give up. And the evidence speaks for itself. Watch a funny thing happen on the way to the moon.
On Sibrel.com.
I'm frustrated with your web navigation.
And with the article. We'll link the article. I'll send you a link here in your Skype thing.
You got more films, though.
Oh.
You've got at least 4, and then there's more that your Wikipedia alludes to, but, who knows what they're called? I don't know.
You're saying Wikipedia is lewd? Is that what you said? Wikipedia is lewd?
I'm not sure what I said, but what I meant to say is that
Wikipedia was lewd.
They're wrong. Like, they have 4 of your films on there, and apparently you have more than 4, and your website has 2 films on it. And apparently you've got more than 2.
Motherfucker got his own Wikipedia page.
Yeah, you do have a selected filmography. I'm frustrated that I can't get the complete filmography, and I think it's your fault.
Just go to my YouTube channel. There's my complete filmography right there.
John, you don't have to take out your rage. It's not his fault that that Wikipedia doesn't have him listed. I doubt this guy's running his own Wikipedia page.
Not without considerable investment.
Yeah, see, whatever the fuck that means.
That's called bribery.
We gave you almost $2.
Oh, I know. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Wikipedia, being able to change things on Wikipedia. It costs slightly more than $2.
Let me put it this way. How much do we have to pay to know a complete list of the movies that you've made?
Oh, nothing. You just go to the YouTube channel. Let me click on the YouTube link here. I'll send that to you, YouTube.
Okay, here's one.
Look.
CNN 30, Brexit economic. I mean, that is not a film. That's not $1 million
No, that's
film that you made, is
Conspiracy
it?
Corner.
Oh, it's CCN. Conspiracy Corner.
News. Conspiracy Corner News.
BS Talk Show.
Tied game, no run game. Bottom of the second. The Cubs have men on first and second. There's one
Now
out.
the man is talking about most important thing in the universe.
There's one out.
Please, keep going.
Hayward is at bat. 1-2 count.
Moon landing film. So are all the movies that you've made about the moon landing?
Where'd it go?
Or about the
Now,
moon?
I've been a filmmaker for about
Ball
30
down
years.
first
I
base.
made about 100 movies. Maybe 4 of them are about the moon landings being fake. That just happens to be the one that I'm most noted for because of its controversial nature.
Does that annoy you? That's what people like. I obviously brought the Buzz Aldrin thing right off the bat. Does that bother you?
No. It's just one of those things that happens. That's the hand that you're dealt.
Well, that's kind of what you want.
That's all your website talks
You want
about.
these guys in court so that you can prove.
That'd be nice if someone would finance it, but I haven't found a volunteer yet.
But you said you want to prove in a court of law. If you take these guys to court, you can prove in a
No,
court
I
of
didn't
law.
say. I didn't say I wanted to. I said that it would.
You said, I wish you would.
No, wait a
Here's
minute.
my
I
business
said it
card so
would
you can
prove
sue
it.
me. I hope you will.
iLobby, man.
I was there.
iLobby.com.
You know what I said?
Yeah, but Bart,
I
let's
said,
talk about iLobby.
I said, wait a minute. I said that this
iLobby.co.
evidence.
iLobby.co.
This-
You can get things like that done
Sibrel.
at iLobby.co. All right.
I said that this evidence would prove that we went to the moon. That's all. And it would. If you got a panel of filmmakers and said, is this really the Earth in space or really a fake shot of the Earth in space?
Yeah.
I'm sure the vast majority of the filmmakers would agree it's a fake shot.
It's very strange.
And then the court would rule that part of the Apollo mission was fake. Now, if they really went to the moon, why would be any of it fake? And so I said that this evidence, if it were to go to court, which they would, hope
How do you
it never
take this
happened.
to court? You
would
lied.
Go to the moon.
You spent tax dollars and lied about it. Like, what would the lawsuit be? I think that might be the next step.
No, it's not an actual lawsuit.
You sue the government. Well, that's the problem, right? I mean, what's the point of doing this?
Wait a minute. It's not called a lawsuit. Technically,
Well, what the hell do you call it then?
I'm about to tell you. If you would let me tell you, that is called a declaratory judgment. For example, let's say Chris, great guy, and he sells me this Picasso, and I'm like, oh my God, I have $500,000. I'll give you $500,000 for this Picasso.
He's going
okay?
on the Picasso Bean argument.
Yeah, but that's a bad deal.
And then I take it home, and I'm like, wait a minute.
You don't want it.
This paint has only been around since 1982. Wait a minute.
You get flim-flammed.
Then I'm like, so what I do is I go to court.
Oh, it's 27 minutes.
Pay attention.
Is that what you're talking about? No, you sound real weird. I think it's that thing you're talking about.
Oh, he told us in 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Let us call you right back, okay, Bart? We got to put another quarter in the Bart machine, I guess.
Every 27 minutes. He said that in the email that his mic, after it's on for 27 or 28 minutes.
Or 28.
It will
28.
It will go out.
And so what you do is,
okay,
I would file with the court a declaratory judgment. Is this Picasso authentic, or is it a forgery? And what you do is you get a panel.
But the
of
government's
experts.
involved here. This is NASA.
Wait a minute, one step at a time.
NASA. Hey, thanks, Jake.
So
a bunch of nassholes is what I heard. I heard George Carlin say
oh my
that.
goodness. So basically, you could go to court and get a declaratory judgment as to whether or not this Picasso I bought from Chris is really a Picasso or not.
Right.
It's called a declaratory judgment. It's a legal term. And we do the same thing with this quote, Earth in space window shot. And we go to court and we have a panel of filmmakers and we say, is this really the Earth in space or is it a forgery? And I am totally convinced if it were to go to that level, and there's probably not time for that it would be proved to be a forgery.
Yeah.
So what would happen is that there would be a court ruling in a federal court that proved that part of what NASA claimed was a trip to the moon was falsified. The point is, if you really went to the moon, you wouldn't need to falsify any of it, and from there it would be exposed.
I mean, what about someone who says, "Oh, well, NASA's not going to put their public business out there, in the public to actually tell you what's going on. They need some element of secrecy, What about that? So, I mean, someone might say, "Oh, so what? NASA's not going to come out and say what they really did. What they really did was they did go to the moon, but they had to fake it because they didn't want to." Have the American public watch someone die if it didn't work or stuff like that. You've certainly heard people say things like this, right? If not, you're a shill, man.
That's amazing music you have playing there.
Okay.
Oh, man.
No, but really, though, because our listeners are going to listen to this and half of them are going to say, oh, you think these government's going to say what they're really doing out there? I mean, I just want to play all the advocates here,
Well, we're talking about the 1960s, and basically, if they could go to the moon, you would do it. You would go as far as you could. Let's say, for example, they could land on the moon, but they couldn't leave. The spacesuits didn't work.
Right.
So what you would do is you would do real photography, right? Toward landing on the moon, and only fake that last part you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Or let's say, wait a minute, let's say you could orbit the moon. but you couldn't land. The lander didn't work. Then you would have gotten real orbiting pictures while you were there and fake the rest. But what we have is them faking being halfway to the moon, which means they cannot leave Earth orbit. 50 years later, with 1 million times the computing power of a cell phone from what all of NASA had 50 years ago, they can still not go to the moon. The South Pole has 100-mile-per-hour winds at minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and there are bases there. Why? Well, the point is
the hollow Earth.
One thing at a time. The point is, at the South Pole, 100-mile-per-hour winds with minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, there are bases there. Why? Because it's humanly possible. If they could go to the moon in the 1960s, on the first attempt, there would be bases there by now.
On the moon.
Exactly. Okay. The fact that there are not bases on the moon is proof that it cannot be done. If it could be done, there would be bases there.
Yeah, that's the logical proof. But the proof is your films, right? Funny thing happened on the way to the moon. That your proof is in that movie. You want to go watch the movie, you see the proof.
Sibrel.com, Sibrel.com.
It's even for free on YouTube, or you can buy it if you want to contribute to the cause.
Yeah, I have an autographed DVD, autographed myself.
I noticed that you didn't link to the free YouTube video on the website, but you did link directly to the eBay, where you can
which website are you talking about?
Sibrel.com.
No, I linked to my YouTube channel, which has a funny thing happened on the way to the moon.
Oh, I see it here. It says Bart's YouTube channel.
So that's a comedy.
Yeah. That's actually the first thing you see.
You should watch, did you watch the director's cut called Getting Waxed?
Whose director's cut?
No.
Okay, you remember the end of Astronauts Gone Wild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
That's the one I didn't watch.
We shoot Astronauts Gone Wild a couple years later when I decide, hey, maybe we should ask the guys to swear. One guy hits me, one guy kicks me, one guy threatens to kill me. And we only discovered this because what happened is Edgar Mitchell, we're in the guy's house in Florida or wherever he lived, and I show him on his own TV monitor the fake footage.
Right.
And he starts getting so mad, turning white, turning red. The guy gets so mad, he kicks me out of his house. And, we had to rent a car, and the camera operator's not that experienced. And he threw the camera into the back seat with it still recording. And we had...
the mic was still on the mic was still on the astronaut.
Yes. We still had the microphone on Mitchell.
This is illegal.
It
was accidental. These microphones work.
You pissed this guy off.
Half a mile away, super duper quality. Anyway,
now what is this
so I didn't know this, but the person who did the transcript, which we had everything transcribed, says, Bart, do you realize they threatened to call the CIA to have you killed? I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, yeah, on the separate channel of audio, when you put the camera in the back of the seat, you accidentally left the microphone on him. Because, the thing of being kicked out, kind of, you don't...
you're thrown out of the house.
You're not thinking, and the camera operator's not thinking. The camera's still recording in the back seat. He forgot to turn the recorder off, but we have the audio coming in from this super high quality microphone secretly inside.
That's what it says, damn it!
What did
and
it say?
He says, or his son says, should we call the CIA and have Bart waxed? Killed.
Whose son?
And so at the Edgar Mitchell's son, who's unfortunately no longer with us either. He died of cancer prematurely, and basically,
you did that.
He says we call the CIA to have Bart killed, assassinated.
Dad, should we call the CIA to have them waxed?
So if you go on to my YouTube channel, Sibrel.com, click on YouTube, go down to Moon Landing Film.
It's hilarious.
Somewhere over there to the right is the director's cut, the longer version.
See, that's what I don't like. Somewhere on there. See, I'm on there.
Of getting waxed, where we make fun of me being chased by the CIA and getting waxed. You haven't seen this?
Can't find it.
I saw it.
Okay, I have to send you the extended length version here. Let's see if I can link to it here. Moon Landing Films. Getting Waxed Director's Cut. Now, the executive producer, who wishes to remain anonymous, he liked the shorter version, which is at the end of Astronauts Gone Wild. even after he paid, I don't know, $2,000 or something to have the film produced. But there's the longer version of it. I think it's pretty funny.
But how did Chris find it?
What's that?
How did Chris find it? Chris found it.
It's on that thing.
Anyway, it kind of shows me being chased by the CIA, and it's kind of funny. And so I just said,
So what happened? They're talking about killing you. Now what? Why aren't you dead yet? You must be a shill, right?
No, I am dead, but it's these great batteries they have. The battery technology
you're not really
is unbelievable.
dead.
And
Are you really? Are you telling the truth right now?
It's Halloween coming up, so don't forget that.
Either dead or a shill. That's the only two options for somebody.
Why is this? Right? Anytime we get a good guest on the show, John, you got to accuse him of being dead or a shill. Every time, man. A shill. Always accusing our guests of being shills.
A shill is someone who is just like a paid sponsor, really. They're just out there to...
I think that's a very fair accusation. Did I mention how much I like Coca-Cola? Oh, gosh, it's so good.
I'm just saying, once you used to read our comments, people, every time we get a guy like this to comment and say, this guy's a shill, and someone said, no, he's not, and then, that's what they're going to say.
Said a shill. He actually said a shill or dead.
Yeah, or...
Shill or dead.
Yeah, and you said you were dead, though, and they're going to say, see, they tell the truth out in the open, that's how they do it. Blatant truth out in the open. Russian videos. You know who Russian videos is, right? Hello?
Russian videos?
Yeah, he's a big YouTube guy.
Oh, the guy who makes fun of Astronauts Gone Wild and says Astronauts Gone Wild was deliberately planned?
Is that what he says? See, there you go. What's up?
Well, there's a video, and I love the clip.
The guy's all over
the icon is from the...
like 8 inches off the ground last night when he shot it out of here to right center.
Bart Sibrel's Astronauts Gone Wild Exposed. That's what his video is called.
I actually haven't watched it.
You got some guy talking
video about Bart Sibrel's.
I've never watched it.
Hey, he got your name right.
8 or 10 minutes to watch.
You don't even have 8 minutes to watch it.
I don't have time.
You gotta answer the haters.
If some guy made a video about me, I'd watch the whole thing.
I mean, if the guy is saying that Astronauts Gone Wild was staged, which is apparently what he's saying, why would I even waste my time with that?
This guy was going to meet up with one of these truther guys, but it never happened. They were going to go against each other.
I've never
Russian
seen
vids.
a video, but I saw a clip of it.
Now what's he going to say? I mean, what's there to expose? What am I going to see here? Tell me what I'm gonna have to get into here when I watch this.
It's just sheer nonsense, and you can talk till hell freezes over.
Bart.
Fairly audible. If they had an overhead mic, what's the purpose of having a mic?
Who's that?
That's Russianvids.
Shirt makes no sense. You don't need.
He's talking shit on our guest. Where's our guest?
Mic in the shirt.
Bart.
So again, his son. Not part of this interview. He's just in the back.
Bart?
He's saying you're using.
I've never watched it. What does he say?
He's saying something about the mics you're using.
What about him?
That you have someone mic'd, and then you also have another mic somewhere else, so it's clearly staged. They're in the house, and one of the astronauts will kick you out. His son is there.
All I want to say is thank you, because when people watch your program, they go to Astronauts Gone Wild on YouTube and watch the full version, which I get ad revenue from. And I just want to thank you.
I don't understand why
I've never seen a single video. I don't even think I hit play.
But you, as someone who
I've heard of it, but I've heard of it, saw it, and it's just, I'm just so thankful, he's promoting.
Why do you punch him?
And if he wants to say the thing was staged, I don't have 8 minutes to waste on it.
You're mad at someone.
Just like if they really went to the moon. If they really went to the moon.
That fucker better be out.
Hundreds of websites
Now
to
this audio
defend,
here,
the moon landings being real. And there's at least 100, maybe more, maybe 1,000 YouTube channels, websites that say, no, don't believe Bart and other people's films about the moon landings being fake. No, we really went. And I'm like,
right.
Hand is down, tag on the chin.
all the way on the deck. Go to that scene. Now here they are. Ed Mitchell and his son. All the way
Ed Mitchell and his son.
No longer have their mics.
They have mics on. Do you have microphones on them?
Yeah.
Did you put mics on Ed Mitchell and his son?
Over the middle of the plate.
I had a microphone on Ed Mitchell and myself.
Did you have one on? Okay, he's saying that you had a mic on.
A little extra time trying to make the throw. It wasn't one of his better throws.
And this is what
That short hop
really
was the
caught
only
my
reason
attention.
Contreras couldn't get back to the
On the
plate.
deck.
Here's-
Do anything other
Go to
than
that
last
scene.
minute.
Fuck.
He kicks you out of his house.
This motherfucker
Ed
better be
Mitchell
out and stay
and his
out.
son all the way on deck.
So the microphone on Mitchell picked up with some.
His son was never mic'd.
Before, I know you and Matt
Again,
Van
this is
Sturgeon
what
were
really
thinking
caught my
along those
attention.
lines during the division series. Let's say this. Jason Hayward is in the game for defense. And he was taking his time with Adrian Gonzalez running, and he airmailed it to the plate. That was not a good
Now,
throw.
in this scene,
It was not.
it
And any way you
reminds
look
me of
at it, that
Diane
was a bad
Reddy
throw. Yeah,
in
and
front of
he
Congress.
knows who's running, so he
Where
knows
the
if he
audio
makes
is
a good
dubbed
throw,
in
that might
clearly.
cost him
Did you
just
dub
be a little
audio?
more patient
Audio
instead of getting rid of it as
is
fast
dubbed
as you
in.
Did you
can.
dub
In
the
the
audio
song,
of his
it's
son
completely
in the
audible.
car?
It's obvious in post-editing.
Post
Well, I
editing.
appreciate
When
it.
you dubbed in, take a
Is
listen.
thank you. Thank
No,
you for
no, no.
Russian videos. Thank you for
No, but
sending
you
more
don't have to
people
go.
to the unedited version, of Astronauts
Again.
Gone Wild. I thank you so much
Is it-
because
They're in the car.
on the film
Trying to
is
get that
incredible.
audio.
Is there a
Thanks
problem?
to-
Is there a
Here's
problem
the
here?
guess so.
result when the mic's not in
I
range.
guess so. You keep cutting out, but we're just trying to ask you. That guy seems to think that you dubbed it in. What do you say about that?
I say this motherfucker better be out and stay out.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate the free publicity.
This is something we
because
do.
every
We look at the
time
people.
criticizes the film, people just go and watch the real
Right.
version. That's what it is.
We want people to watch it. We want people to watch it. We try to promote you.
Yeah, I would show a funny thing happened on the way to the moon first, which proves.
You like that one, don't you?
Well, it proves the moon missions were fake. Astronauts Gone Wild is kind of an afterthought, and to tell you the truth, it doesn't prove anything. Except for the fact that if I really walked on the moon, and someone thought otherwise, that would be like throwing a feather at me. Why would I care
Yeah.
if I really walked on the moon that someone didn't? And the fact
Why
is, they
do you
respond.
care?
They respond as if I walked up to them at a party in front of their wife and said, "How's your girlfriend doing?" Because it's like exposing their crimes. And
Because they're doing their thing, and you lie to them. You get them there under false pretenses, and you start coming out of fucking with a Bible in your hand. You sound like a fucking maniac, dude. You know, that's why they're going to respond like that. You just come off like a nut job. You come running at me talking about I didn't do something that I know I did and want me to swear on a Bible. It's like, dude, I need to hire private security.
Well, like I said, if I really walked on the moon,
You did.
then I would thank anyone. I would thank anyone who thought otherwise. I would think that was very funny.
Yeah.
Why would I get mad if I really walked on the moon and someone thought otherwise?
Well, it's
I would
because you
find
don't
that
leave them
hysterically
alone. Like
funny.
one guy thought it
I would
was.
find that hysterically funny.
Yeah, one guy did
I mean,
find it funny.
you
Hey,
know,
listen, shut the
the
fuck up
point
for a
is-
second. One guy did find it really funny. Hey, one guy did find it really funny, and then you just kept talking to him and annoying him, and then that's when he got angry, you know? Like once he
I don't
realized,
know. I mean,
once he realized that you were one of those nut
I don't know
jobs.
what to say. I don't know what to say is, 4 out of 5 people who watch a funny thing happened on the way to the moon reverse their opinion as the authenticity of the moon landings. Now, in regard to Astronauts Gone Wild and the methodology that I used, I agree it was incorrect. I
What's wrong
recant
with it? I still don't get
Had
it.
I, wait a minute. Had I to do it again today, I would not have done it. Because I think it's inappropriate to correct people older than you, even if you're right, in such a disrespectful manner. I would not do it today. The fact is, if you go to a funny thing happened on the way to the moon on YouTube, you see very clearly that indeed the moon missions were fake. I thought it'd be kind of cool to get them to swear on the Bible, because that's what I saw on TV shows, swearing a Bible. But I think now that was inappropriate.
Here's your answer. They do it in court.
Well,
what you
that's
said.
why a lot of them would not do it. It could be used as a video deposition. I mean, Neil Armstrong was offered $5,000 to give to his favorite charity for $1,000 a second to put his hand on the Bible and swear I walked to the moon, and refused to do it because he knows the legal repercussions had he actually
You
done
should ask
so.
him to do something else that's not a Bible, Tell him to jump over a stick or something. Or give us a tweet or something that's not a Bible, not religion based. Something that.
Yeah, because one guy said I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, I guess if you're not a believer in the Bible and stuff,
I
so
agree.
what?
I agree.
So I mean, can you ask him to do something else? Don't go away. Just change it up.
Hey, I was at the hospital.
Still
Or not
doing
the,
this.
I was at the hospital the other day. See my doctor, and they're all like Saint this and Saint that.
Right.
And this little girl, some punk rocker. She's probably like 12. There with her mommy. Got her hair dyed blue. I heard her next to me say, "Why is there a Bible here? I'm offended by that, Fres, since I am a Satanist. Why is there a Bible in here?" And I'm just like, bitch, you're at Saint blah, 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 like, this is a whole fucking Catholic network. Like, what?
The Methodist network.
Yeah, Methodist.
Right.
Well, the problem is you guys are absolutely right. Most people who claim to be Christians, including myself, are not the best representatives thereof.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
None of us even...
No, wait a minute. If you hear me out. And what they have done, and the Bible talks about this, is they have brought the Word of God into disrepute because of their own ungodly behavior.
No, all I'm saying is you're just being kind of weaselly with those astronaut guys. But if they are the enemy, that's what you got to do,
Well, the Bible speaks for itself, regardless of preachers.
And I'm a Christian too, so that's why I'm tied into it. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you? But I'm just saying, as for someone who's an atheist or any other believes in Christian, it might seem weird to them. It's like, why is this guy just so stuck on the Bible? Therefore, why don't you come at it and have him do something else? Like,
all I can say is, I agree with you. It was a bad idea. I would not do it again.
I mean, it's a great idea. I say you push it to the next level. Like, tell him to tweet out a yes, or, something. Just, we're still out here doing this.
Well,
I'm just saying, I think you lose. I guess apparently you lost Chris because he's like, well, so what if, they didn't put his hand on the Bible? So what? I mean,
Exactly.
they lost him. What do you got?
No, the point is that
the argument's over?
That's a very good point. And he admitted
thank you.
That a funny thing happened on the way to the moon should have been seen first. Because of the punch, people are watching Astronauts Gone Wild before they watch A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. And if you present Astronauts Gone Wild as the argument that we didn't go to the moon, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It means nothing. It means nothing.
Step one, watch Funny Things.
Unfortunately, people see that because of the punch.
Watch.
You have to watch A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Yeah,
it's
you
only
have to watch that one.
7 minutes long. Watch that one first. Watch that one first.
Now, what's
then watch
3 and 4? Now, what happens if I watch Astronauts Gone Wild first? Because I think that's maybe what happened to me. Do I get thrown off?
Then you have the wrong idea.
Dang.
Then you have a completely wrong idea. You have bias.
I knew that they punched you, and it's like, wow, they punched this guy. Why did they punch this guy? I gotta go watch Funny Thing Happen.
Whoever created Star Wars, I forgot his name.
Richard Roma.
I don't know, some famous director. Anyway, he has Star Wars.
Spielberg.
No, it was the other guy, Lucas.
Francis Ford.
So he has his Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, and you have to admit they're better watched.
Oh, right.
Just hit one.
Right. You gotta watch them in order, But they, they put number 3, number 4 out first. What's up with that?
Maybe I should take Astronauts Gone Wild off YouTube.
No,
come on now. Don't do that. Now you got 2 more on the Wikipedia.
They'll keep your Daily Show episode up there. I saw that. Comedy Central still has your Daily Show piece.
So nice.
Yeah, that was a suggested search.
They're most amazing people. What you should see on
like
camera
them, huh?
is behind the scenes, unbelievably different.
Okay, you like them.
Anyway.
We poke a little bit into it, you blow up.
What? Nobody blew up.
I blew up.
Oh, you blew up?
Well, I was a little
Somebody
unprepared.
just blew up.
Rob, and I could have done a better job in the interview. I would have agreed with them that the punch
you
was
like them.
Did they accuse you of being a shill or dead?
I have no idea.
Now, how about when they laughed at you like you were a moron? How'd that make you feel?
No, I think that was on a different show. I think on this particular show they called me a pussy.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
So you like them a lot. What did we do to you?
You said
It was on the Jay Leno show that it's called a moron. It was on
These people.
Jay Leno's a dick.
That's not cool, man. We're not going to call you a moron.
Well, you can be sincere and be sincerely wrong. And the fact is,
who called you that?
People say that.
You had no reason.
Hey, Jay called you that?
We have no reason.
Hey, Jay called you that?
Jay Leno said you were a moron, right?
Jay Leno said I was a moron.
Oh my!
And the point is, he can be sincere and be sincerely wrong. We had no reason to doubt that the moon missions would be fake. I mean, we had the government, and there was the rocket launch, and there was no reason to doubt it. And the fact that people were misled, that you can't really blame them.
Hey, did you get to meet Stuttering John Melendez?
How'd that go?
Who?
Nicolas Cage.
You met him, right?
Who's that?
Stuttering John Melendez.
John Melendez. Never heard of him.
He's the announcer for the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
No, I never met him. No, but they did too. They talked about the punch.
Because I thought of him. I thought of him when I was watching your Astronauts Gone Wild. I'm like, this reminds me of Stuttering John.
They talked about the punch twice. First, the night it happened, and they did it the next night. They did this little black and white reenactment of someone like Columbus or something. Columbus claims he sailed to the America and no one believed it, and he punched him or something. Black and white film. It was very funny. I mean, it's amazing. They had astronauts.
Is it funny or does it make you mad?
You're viral, bro.
I find it interesting, and you know, it has
did it
been
kind
said,
of crush your pride a little bit to have a faker or con artist punch you and everybody be on his side? Does that kind of hurt?
Well, there's a scripture that says, "Blessed am I when persecuted for doing right."
Hello?
Same way the prophets who preceded me were also treated. Joyce, where we join them in
what just happened there, buddy?
It keeps going in and out, you know.
I thought he just paused. Fuck.
So
rejoice when they persecute you because you're out there.
Well, let me read it to you. See,
no, that's all right.
So that's what
Bible quotes on your YouTube channel there.
Huh?
It says, "Blessed am I when persecuted for doing right, for this makes my destiny the kingdom of heaven. Blessed am I when for doing right I'm insulted, falsely accused, and spoken hatefully thereof. For in the same way the prophets who preceded me were also treated. Rejoice, for I will join them in heaven with the Messiah."
So you think this is part of God's work, is to get them to do, you know, agree on the Bible? You take it that
the truth is always God's work. Whether it's Coca-Cola is good for you or bad for you. Either Coca-Cola is good for you or is bad for you. Whatever it is, whatever the truth is, God is on the side of the truth. If Hillary is the best candidate, then God is for her.
Whoa.
It's just a matter of truth, you know?
No.
You're just for the truth. That's all. And the fact is, the moon landings, which they claim to be real, are not real.
So let's say that's all true. You know, you watch the movies if you want to, you know, decide for yourself. It's a good idea. It's at least worth checking out. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but so what?
Sibrel.com.
Something about this, you get into this little, you know, you get into the rabbit hole, you know, and you know, so what? What's the next thing? Like, these people are faking the moon landing.
Yeah, so what? John, what do you want to do? You want to take action?
I mean, what's the next thing? Like,
awareness. You just got to spread the word, man. Make sure everybody's aware of it.
28 minutes again. Is that it? I mean, so now that you know We have to give him a call back because that's another 28 minutes.
Okay,
but
well,
now,
I think we need to wrap this up.
The final segment. But now that we know, what's the next step? I don't want people to just listen to this and say, okay, great, this is all overwhelmingly weird. Da-da-da-da. What do we do? What do we do next?
I think it has been said that it is easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Carl Sagan said, once we've been fooled...
It's fucking Carl Sagan again.
Well, he said, once we've been fooled long enough, the truth does not interest us because of our pride and our previous beliefs.
So you fool someone so often they don't even want to know about it.
Hey, George Bush Jr. said, fool me twice, fool me twice, fool me twice, fool me twice.
I ain't a fool, man. You can't fool a fool, man. All right, guys.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. You got 3, real quick.
What are you
other
talking
two
about?
Movies. What are they called? What are your other 2 movies called? Astronauts Gone Wild. Don't watch that first. Watch Funny Thing first.
Yeah, you could put the article, the Sleuth Journal article. I think I linked it up there earlier.
I'm putting that in the notes. That'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, I still don't have a name. Well, here it is. It's Monkey Business. And then one's called Post-Flight Press Conference. What's that about?
Well, those are 2 supplemental DVDs.
I'm not up to speed on this.
Bonus discs.
Bonus,
and you just produced those.
I would show A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Yeah, he likes that.
No, the first one would be Monkey Business, right? Or no, you said Funny Thing.
A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Okay. Now, number 2 would be
Astronauts Gone Wild. Maybe even before Astronauts Gone Wild.
Now we got a solid 1. We got a solid 2. Now if we had number 3.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
No.
Tell you what to do.
Number 3 would be Monkey Business.
I want you to move.
No.
I want you to move Astronauts Gone Wild to number 3.
No.
A Funny Thing will still be 1.
Number 1.
Okay? Astronauts will be 3, and this one will be number 2.
Now, what's this one? What's it called?
Conspiracy Theory, Did We Land on the Moon?
Now, that's not even on the wiki.
Oh, no! What a surprise!
I'm surprised. I thought they were good and usually trustworthy.
Oh, good.
Conspiracy theory, what?
You should eat 5 hot dogs a day.
No, do they really? Is there
coffee?
Wikipedia, you can't even trust them anymore?
Oh, sure you can trust them.
They have editors, I've heard that some of their editors are shills. You know about that?
Oh, man. What a world.
You don't know about that?
Hey, you made this world, buddy. Getting punched in the face by
government prepares for meteor storm. No, that's not time to cash in,
dude.
So you got you got blogs. You're over there blogging.
I'm blogging all the time, especially when I get garlic. I blog. Excuse me, blog.
Holy shit!
Oh, the guy's a drummer. Nice.
Okay, so it's called what? I see. I went to the Sleuth Journal, and then I'm getting barraged with.
Oh, you dumb asshole, motherfucker!
But I don't see the name.
Donald Trump's a dickhead. Dildo. Sorry.
So you don't even want people to watch Monkey Business. It's not even. That's not even on the list. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that. I forget.
Number 3 in the top 4 is called...
Top 4 what?
Movies by Bart Sibrel.
All right, Mr. Sibrel.
Mr. Sibrel.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us 2 idiots.
No problem.
We greatly appreciate it.
All right.
Sibrel.com. Sibrel.com.
So are you going to send us a copy of the movie so we can watch it?
A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. Watch that. And then watch Astronauts Gone Wild.
Well, I would actually watch...
No!
A Funny Thing...
Thank you so much. That was Bart Sibrel. We are the Chris Brake Show Live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on strangelabel.com. Oh, shit, sorry. I forgot we had a couple shows going at the same time there, you know?
Yeah, it was tough, but I think we did a good job.
All right.
I'm going to have to get that third movie title.
I'd like to thank Darren Snyder from Indian Tune. And I'd like to thank Jake and John Rapp and Mike Moore from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks internet radio program. I love that guy, even if he's mean to me sometimes.
He's a little bit of a character there, but he's all right.
Yeah.
What do you mean character? Travis, what's he saying? We like that guy, Mike Moore.
And Rich Barker from Punk Rock Night, The Melody Inn. John G from 405 Media Group. And, Jake, who would you like to thank?
Oh, wow, you did some coloring. Ron at Radio Max Music. What's that?
What? Jeremy at Couch Potato Nation. What?
Mark at Tangent Mountain Network. Jack at the Mix FM. Suma Peter at Loudtown Online Radio. Mike from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks internet radio program.
You forgot that it was called Full of Dicks?
From the Wheelbarrow.
I think I was going to say Mike from the Wheelbarrow internet radio program. And then I had to get in Dicks. Tom at TalkStream Live.
What's wrong?
Computer's glitching.
What's Jake doing?
Mike at IRN Internet Radio Network. Toby at Radio Blitz. The Mars Sound Man at United Sound Choice.
United Sound Choice?
What is
United Sound Choice.
Huh?
Tico at FJS Radio.
Tico.
Who's the next guy you got to thank, Jake?
Someone at Cornucopia Broadcast.
Peter?
Suma? Did you say someone? Suma.
No, it's Peter.
Suma.
Better. TJ at Deep
Pronounced
Talk
Suma.
Didn't do anything to TJ. Oh, is
that a
that
nickname?
Suma?
Suma. Just silent T.
Is that the one that brought
Suma?
Cornucopia? No, that's... Oh, no.
Tsunami.
Fucking no.
What happened, Jake?
TJ at No, whatever. Big Nate on the air. No, don't play it again. Bye.
Did you do Big Nate?
Yeah.
Big Nate. Dropping the bomb.
Fucking with my eyes, Chris Brake. It's fucking
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you play it, and I know this is recording, and I hope you play it. Okay, see you guys.